Now we'd like to look at what we have on the dailies this morning on the press review. And as usual, we start off with looking at what's making the headlines and whether we have one headline cutting across all the papers, then maybe just take one paper at a time. On the Standard, we have the polls taking the center stage. Who do the poll numbers favor? Who do the poll numbers favor? That's what we have on the headlines of the Standard. On to the Daily Nation, how 5.2 million new voters impact battle for power. How 5.2 million new voters impact battle for power. Again, to do with the polls. And this morning on Dawn Debate, what we're going to be looking at is the preparedness of IEBC, looking at what they've gone through and where we are today. We're going to be scrutinizing that this morning on the Dawn Debate. And finally, the star on the headlines is Ruto cannot talk on corruption. That's according to NASA. Ruto cannot talk on corruption according to NASA. Let's now look at each paper individually. And we start off with the Standard. Who do the poll numbers favor? And according to this particular article, well, it breaks down and starts by, first of all, giving the key figures. 19.6 million voters is the total number of registered voters that we have currently, which is higher than the last time we had elections in 2013. 19.6 million voters is what we are looking at this morning, as according to this article. 86% of the voter turnout is what was recorded in 2015, but 90% is projected to turn out this particular time, and that will be August 8th. Just about a month to go before we get there. We've actually got 38 days to go before we get to the general election. And, well, looking at this particular article, it shows that given the prediction and the heat that has continued so far, both the front runners, that being Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, would not actually manage to garner 50% plus one, which would mean would be going for a runoff. However, these, of course, are just polls, and I believe polls have taught